Yi Xian tightly clutches the neck of the scheming Xiangming as he coldly exposes his knowledge of her devious plot. Seeing the situation, the guards anxiously ordered Yi Xian to let go of their lady. The elder laughs at Xiangming, mocking her as he adds fuel to the fire by revealing her plan of using Yi Xian to kill him, thereby endangering his sister. As she gasps for air, Xiangming desperately denies the accusations, pleading with Yi Xian not to believe the elder's words. Consumed by rage, Yi Xian directs his sword toward the chattering elder, unleashing an overwhelmingly large slash of energy that obliterates his physical form. The crowd watches in awe and astonishment. This display of strength made the father realize that Yi Xian is actually a great swordsman. With a powerful throw, Yi Xian hurls Xiangming, causing her body to slam forcefully into the ship's pole. Despite her offenses, Yi Xian decides to spare her life, issuing a stern warning for her to disappear from his sight forever. Suddenly, a commanding voice reverberates through the air, remarking Yi Xian as arrogant. The perplexed crowd scans their surroundings, attempting to locate the source of the voice. Hovering high above them is a white crane with a figure above it. The guy insincerely praises the country for being rich in talent. He inquisitively interrogates Yi Xian about the identity of his backer for daring to kill a member of the drunken immortal pavilion. Yi Xian responds with a hint of sarcasm and arrogance, questioning whether his own life would be spared if his backer possessed sufficient strength. The man, thoroughly amused by Yi Xian's retort, scoffs and remarks that he was just considering if he should also eradicate the forces supporting Yi Xian. City Lord Lu, the chubby kid's father from earlier, steps forward and requests the man's favor, urging him to spare Yi Xian. The man acknowledges Lord Lu but refuses his request, advising him to stay out of the matter as it pertains to the affairs of the drunken immortal. Lord Lu's expression turns threatening as he criticizes the man, the master of the 9th floor, for bullying the two youngsters. Before Lord Lu can finish his sentence, the 9th floor owner swiftly positions himself behind the city lord and asserts that this is a private matter, stating that he will not give anyone face. Yi Xian respectfully bows to Lord Lu, expressing gratitude for his intervention. He adds that there is no point in trying to reason with them since the drunken immortal seeks to bully others. In response to Yi Xian's comment, the 9th floor owner reacts and lectures Yi Xian, emphasizing that strength prevails in this world. He boldly declares himself to be the one who bullies on behalf of the drunken immortal, and Yi Xian should therefore endure it. Pointing his fan at Yi Xian, the 9th floor owner confidently asserts that Yi Xian has no influential supporter backing him. In a selfless act, Yi Ling, being a loyal sister, offers herself to be sacrificed in place of her brother. Supported by the old man, Xiangming attempts to plead with her superior, but she is swiftly silenced and commanded to apologize to his master upon reaching the capital. The 9th floor owner orders his subordinates to hang the siblings' bodies in front of the cloud ship, intending to make a public display of their fate. With arrogance, he reaffirms his position as the bully of the drunken immortal pavilion, challenging anyone who dislikes their actions to come and fight. Agreeing to his audacious declaration, the master revealed herself before the ship while instructing Yi Xian to observe closely as she will teach him the true meaning of bullying others. Yi Xian carefully observes his master's actions, his curiosity piqued by her newfound ability to move outside. With a commanding gesture, she invokes her sword intent, extending her hand into the air. In response, a colossal vortex of turbulent water materializes behind her, swiftly condensing into the form of a sword. The chubby kid directs his father's attention to the dried-out river below, drawing their astonishment. Taken aback by the spectacle, the father peers downward, astonished to realize that even the renowned sword master of the Jiang country is incapable of such a feat. Witnessing this extraordinary display, beads of sweat form on the 9th floor master's face as he cautiously addresses Yi Xian's master. With a cold gaze, she focuses her attention on the once arrogant 9th floor owner. Swinging her sword with precision, she unleashes a powerful beam of energy directly at him. Despite his attempt to defend himself with a strong defensive technique, he proves unable to withstand the attack, leaving him in a pitiful and defeated state. After dealing with the antagonist, the master reveals to Yi Xian that the technique she employed was none other than, a single sword will determine the life and death. She inquires if he comprehends the essence of the technique. Trying to provoke another demonstration, Yi Xian pretends that the movements were too fast for him to fully comprehend. However, His master quickly sees through his act and calls him out on it. Turning her attention to the ninth floor owner who is feigning incapacitation, the master orders him to get up. The man tries to speak nonsense, but the master swiftly silences him with a warning. She demands that he summon his most formidable backer so she can demonstrate what it truly means to bully others. Moments later, the crowd notices the arrival of an individual who arrogantly introduces himself as the 8th floor owner. He questions the group for daring to mess with him, but before he can even land on the ship, the master swiftly dispatches him, showcasing his pitiful state to the 9th floor owner who calls him a dumbass. Suddenly, a swirling vortex of flaming wind materializes next to the 9th floor owner, revealing an elder who respectfully introduces himself as the 3rd floor owner. The elder pleads with the master to remain calm and not create further difficulties for them. However, the master reveals the 9th floor owner's previous plan to hang the siblings' bodies in front of the ship. Upon learning the truth, the elder sarcastically praises the 9th floor owner for a job well done. He respectfully apologizes to Yi Xian and proposes on making amends. Yi Xian sighs and suggests to the elder that he should seek his master's opinion instead. In response, the elder swiftly commands his subordinates to hang the 9th floor owner's body in front of the ship as a way to offer apologies to the immortal swordsman and the siblings. The 9th floor owner can only plead for mercy upon hearing the order. As the guards lead away the 9th floor owner, the elder addresses the master, seeking confirmation of her satisfaction. In response, she dissipates her sword, transforming it back into its original form. Observing this phenomenon, the elder is struck with disbelief, realizing that even the immortal swordsman he is familiar with lacks such a capability. Curiosity surges within him as he contemplates the master's identity. Just before she leaves, the master directs her words to the members of the drunken immortal pavilion, echoing the 9th floor owner's challenge. She declares her strength and invites anyone who disagrees with her actions to confront her in battle. Turning his attention to Xiangming, the 3rd floor owner shows mercy for the sake of her grandfather. He commands her to go to the capital to reflect on her deeds and forbids her from interfering in the affairs of the drunken immortal pavilion henceforth. The old man acknowledges their luck for being spared by Yi Xian, but Xiangming expresses regret over missing the opportunity to befriend him. As a gesture of reconciliation, the 3rd floor owner presents Yi Xian with a VIP card for the drunken immortal pavilion. Yi Xian expresses gratitude to the elder, assuring him that the matter has been resolved. Within the ring, the master inquires if Yi Xian feels relieved. Yi Xian joyfully laughs, expressing his immense relief as he embraces his master's shoulder. Curiously, he asks her how she was able to emerge from the ring. Reacting to Yi Xian's gesture, the master firmly disengages from his embrace, maintaining a serious demeanor. She emphasizes the importance of his training, reminding him that he must develop the resolve and strength befitting a sword master in order to protect his sister. Furthermore, she reveals that the second seal will unlock in 4 months' time in exchange for her exiting the ring. With a serious tone, she warns Yi Xian of the dire consequences that await him if he fails to find a means to seal it. After a few moments, the announcer finally informs the passengers that they have arrived at the imperial capital, advising them to remain seated until the ship has landed. As the passengers leave the station, a voice from behind calls out to Yi Xian, addressing him as a big brother. Yi Xian turns around and sees that it is the chubby kid who had been impressed by his strength, and now considers him as an elder brother. Yiling, not one to let this opportunity slip by, playfully asks the chubby kid how he would address her if he called her brother as big brother. The chubby kid, a bit perplexed, hesitantly addresses her as little sister. Flattered by his response, Yiling crosses her arms and raises her head in approval, expressing her satisfaction with his answer. Lord Lu joins the conversation, and Yi Xian respectfully greets him, expressing gratitude once again for his earlier assistance. The city lord, however, dismisses Yi Xian's gratitude, stating that his help was negligible. Considering that the siblings are newcomers to the capital, the city lord extends an invitation for them to stay at his house. Yi Xian declines the offer, mentioning their intention to go to Kangmu Academy. Lord Lu informs him that it would be pointless to visit the academy at such a late hour, and insists on hosting them at his residence. Inside Lord Lu's household, everyone gathers around the table as they are served. Lord Lu proposes a toast to Yi Xian, but his son interjects, urging his father not to delay his training in becoming a sword cultivator. Annoyed, Lord Lu scolds his son for underestimating the challenges of becoming a swordsman. Yi Xian watches the exchange with amusement and agrees to train the chubby kid on the condition that he loses weight. The chubby kid is taken aback by the seemingly impossible condition, and everyone at the table shares a laugh at his reaction before continuing with their meal. While enjoying their meal, one of Lord Lu's subordinates interrupts to inform him about the first prince hosting a banquet and extending an invitation to him. Lord Lu, in turn, invites Yi Xian and his sister to accompany him. Perplexed, Yi Xian questions whether they can truly attend the prince's banquet. Lord Lu assures him that every year, MANHUA Academy holds an examination, attracting talented individuals and troublemakers alike to the capital. The purpose of the banquet is to entertain all those who have gathered. Lord Lu assures Yi Xian that he will not have any problem getting into the academy and encourages him to seize this opportunity to network and establish connections, emphasizing their importance in the capital. Realizing the potential benefits, Yi Xian concludes that Lord Lu is right. He acknowledges that the banquet will gather numerous talented individuals and hopes that among them, someone may possess knowledge or resources to help cure his sister's condition. Yi Xian extends his heartfelt thanks to Lord Lu for the favor, and Lord Lu modestly dismisses the significance of his contribution. Noticing her own fatigue, Yi Ling chooses not to join them. Yi Xian suggests that she takes the opportunity to rest until his return. As they arrive at the banquet, a charming lady notices them and warmly welcomes Lord Lu, informing him about the activities organized by the prince for the newcomers. She kindly asks if he would be interested in observing these activities. Lord Lu declines the offer with a suspicious cough and instead orders the lady to guide them to the prince. Intrigued, Yi Xian inquires about the nature of the activities. In response, Lord Lu awkwardly feigns ignorance while wearing a nervous expression. Upon their arrival at the gathering, the lady leads Lord Lu into the room where the first prince awaits. Lord Lu informs Yi Xian that he will need to leave him momentarily to meet with the prince. Observing the luxurious carpet beneath their feet, the chubby kid remarks that it is made from the hide of a red tiger, which costs at least 1,000,000 gold coins. This realization dawns on him, highlighting the wealth of the drunken immortal pavilion surpassing that of his own family. One of the guests warmly greets Yi Xian and expresses curiosity about his background. Yi Xian responds, stating that he is a humble loose cultivator from the city of Qing. At first, Yi Xian is glad to find that the people in the capital are friendly. However, upon learning his background, the guest's attitude abruptly changes, leaving him behind in his greeting position while referring to him as a stray of the party. Meanwhile, the guest swiftly shifts their attention to another attendee, someone with a more esteemed background. Engaging with him eagerly, the guest treats him with enthusiasm and respect. The chubby kid observes this interaction with irritation, commenting on the guest's tendency to look down on others. In a fit of anger, the chubby kid approaches Yi Xian, offering to handle the guest on his behalf. Yi Xian, however, advises him to let it go, explaining that it's unnecessary to get worked up over such behavior as it is common among certain individuals. Aligned with Yi Xian's sentiments, the first prince extends his praise, acknowledging Yi Xian's achievement in gaining the recognition of the city lord. As the crowd gathers and the prince's presence becomes known, whispers and comments ripple through the onlookers. One individual expresses his enviousness of Yi Xian's fortune for receiving praise from the prince. Another voice joins in, expressing a more dismissive tone, emphasizing that empty praise alone is insufficient if he fails to prove himself beyond that. Lord Lu introduces the prince as Jiang Nianxing, and in response, Yi Xian introduces himself. Observing the interaction, the prince privately criticizes Lord Lu, considering him foolish for asking him to recommend someone like Yi Xian. However, upon further contemplation, he realizes that Lord Lu is a cunning individual and that things can't be as simple as they seem. Speculating that Yi Xian is merely a pawn in Lord Lu's plan, he concludes that Lord Lu wants him to appear courteous in front of everyone to attract potential talents. The prince exchanges a meaningful glance with Lord Lu, silently acknowledging his understanding of the underlying strategy. Inwardly puzzled, Lord Lu wonders why the prince is looking at him. The announcer's voice resonates through the hall, declaring the arrival of Mu Suiqing. Upon hearing this, the prince quickly informs Lord Lu about pressing matters that require his immediate attention, signaling his need to depart. Concerned that the prince might overlook Yi Xian, Lord Lu attempts to stop him. However, misinterpreting Lord Lu's intentions regarding Yi Xian, the prince insists on leaving. Intrigued by the unfolding situation, Yi Xian turns to Lord Lu and inquires about the identity of Mu Suiqing, noticing the prince's urgency to meet her. Lord Lu, with a hint of intrigue in his voice, reveals that Suiqing is no ordinary girl. She is renowned as the #1 beauty in the capital. This revelation piques Yi Xian's curiosity, prompting him to question whether Suiqing surpasses the beauty of Anlan Shu. Lord Lu spits out his drink in surprise upon hearing Yi Xian's question. After composing himself, Lord Lu explains that Anlan Shu's fame stems from her formidable strength that has garnered respect from people across 100 countries. Her reputation is not solely based on her looks. Mu Suiqing, on the other hand, is backed by the influential Mu family, becoming a coveted figure for those with ambitions for the throne. Thus, the prince, along with others, seeks to marry Mu Suiqing as a strategic move to gain support and strengthen their pursuit of the crown.